So. Me, are you okay? I don't see you have a mark. Everybody should be. Okay. Yeah, hi everybody, welcome, the youth committee is going to commence at 6:37. And we're just gonna start with let's just start with roll call right now. Salvatore Costa, present, Karen Walker,
Present.
Brittany Reynoso,
Present.
and Nicole Reese. She is on the way, but with that, we have quorum, and we can actually go to vote on the minutes. So we are going to be voting on the approval of the September 15th minutes and on the November 17th minutes. And starting with the September 15th one, does anyone have any?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
I second.
Any, any abstentions? Any opposed? Okay, all in favor? And now for the November 17th minutes.
I make the motion.
Do we have a second?
Abstain, I wasn't there.
Oh, well, second just to get the vote.
Second, yeah.
Yes. Okay, so any, so Karen, yeah, you're abstaining. And any oppositions?
Mm.
Okay, with that.
Hello, how are you? You too. I'm gonna go around this way. Oh, wait, sign in. Oh. Oh, no, wait, not wait, right.
Afterwards. Nicole. Yeah.
I literally just came in right. I saw you. I was pulling and I said, oh, she just died.
Yes, but with that vote, it does the minutes do pass for 17th. Still.
We voted to approve just the minutes that that was done in September.
Yes. Moving through my chairperson's report, there are a number of things to bring up just on the top. Because of our timeline, we have not met in a few months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Anything else
Wait, just,
that I need to be taken?
no.
Okay.
So, yeah, so the chairperson's report, so in the education committee, Wave Hill presented to them last month around our upcoming internship opportunities.
Okay, nice.
Yes, we came to that agreement mainly because we did not meet that month. Any applications are due at the end of this month. So there are 3 different paid high school internship programs. One that's focusing on forest projects, one focused on woodland ecology, which is their research mentorship, and one that's focused on arts, community education, and science. So all of these are stipended and also will can count for college credits as well.
Nice. Are we able to see if Farrah can post it on our website?
So stuff has been shared out. This is
Okay,
going with the
perfect.
education committee. And also we can continue to bolster that will be in the minutes
Nice.
as well. I'll try to get these minutes out as quickly as possible. Just so that they are more readily available as well. Additionally, we have information around Just Us Bronx, which is an organization that focuses on gender responsive diversion program for women identified non-binary and gender non-conforming youth in the Bronx and in Brooklyn that are at risk of involvement in the juvenile legal system. So they have their programming that's opening up as well. That's also a stipended based program
Okay.
for women identified non-binary GNC youth aged 13 to 18 in the Bronx. We will have those applications as well in our minutes. And finally, highlighting the fact that Sisters and Brothers United, which has been historically the youth arm of Northwest Bronx Community Clergy Coalition, will be having their one of their meetings on Monday, the 16th at 2 p.m. So for folks who get more education on what it look like to organize, what organizing has looked like historically in the Bronx for youth specifically, and there will be food at that meeting as well.
When is that meeting?
That meeting is going to be on Monday.
This upcoming Monday. Well, I mean, on President's Day.
Yes, on
Okay.
yes on President's Day
And where will it
at
be?
2 o'clock, and that one is going to be at 2431 Morris Avenue. They did an open invitation.
That'd be nice if one of us can go. I know I can't go on this, but
Right.
kind of like
Hmm.
I should maybe attend if they do it virtually.
You know, like those meetings are typically for youth, as like how you become like
Okay.
teaching youth how to become organizers. Do that line of work and in my office, we will have
That's a nice little recruitment area.
information backs
Okay.
from how that went and any future works that they do. Historically, they have been involved with pieces of legislation such as solutions not suspension, in which the board voted in favor of last year.
Okay.
Yes. So that is the end of my chairperson's report. And now we're going to go to our unresolved business. First piece of unresolved business is the vice chair position.
Where's the vice chair? Wait, vice chair for this committee?
Yeah, so it's the vice chair for the youth
Okay.
committee. Yes, we didn't vote on it or didn't bring it up because it was only myself from Brittany at the last meeting, but also wants to gauge. So I personally will be nominated. I'm saying Brittany should be the vice chair. Anyone wants to throw their own
Good.
hat names.
I'll nominate Britt.
Also, I will say this is not like a formal nomination.
Oh, okay.
Like this is not like a formal vote has to come to voting on
Formal vote.
on vice chairs. But I just wanted to know if anyone else wants to be vice chair. I was like, let's have like that be an open conversation.
I'm in favor of that too.
Brittany, congrats.
Oh,
You'll be getting a new placard.
okay, but no, I have to actually work.
We will talk
Oh,
about
yeah. I like
we will talk about like some of that, like what that looks like
Okay.
afterwards. But for the most part, but it's like, hey, like as we learn, it's like, especially as we've learned with what is the word I'm looking for?
Like kind of just.
As we go through like the term limits, we want to make sure that institutional knowledge stays captured. So each committee will have a vice chair. So we are making sure we are keeping that knowledge is not lost.
Okay, so if they move up, okay.
So if they move or if someone will leave and like then the committee doesn't have someone who has experience, we want to make sure that experience is staying still and that people are being trained as well.
Okay.
So yes, congrats. Okay, second piece of unresolved business is the budget. Okay, I will actually have to screen share now, so. So yeah, so right now, everyone see I'm screen sharing the budgets that were previously shown for FY 26. We also have FY 25, just so people can get an understanding of like when we say, oh, we're making a budget ask, what do those items actually look like? So I had asked Jalen to highlight some of the pieces that different community boards have requested through DYCD or through their youth committees specifically that would relate. Just so we have an understanding, and just for context, the budget request that we were going to be putting in this year would be for fiscal year 28.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Okay.
so in the last, in our general meeting or full board meeting, Sebastian mentioned that we have not heard back yet from FY27
So they do.
because that comes out on the 17th. So wanted to showcase, okay, what have previous things have been requested and accepted then. So I'll actually start with 25 because that one actually has more things that were accepted. So as we let's my brain's trying to remember if Cartoon Board actually did a request for fiscal year 25. Yes, we did. Let's see, my apologies for all scrolling. This is like from every committee board that failing board. So yeah, so looking at ours committee board, Browns committee board 8. So one of the requests that we had put previously was to sustain and expand SYEP for FY25. Their response was DYCD has increased funding in this service area.
Okay.
Similarly, we'll see, or additionally, we'll see some like around youth workforce development requests of job programming for young adults, expanding both current and new job programs for young adults, and their response was programs citing decisions are based on RFPs, request for proposal processes, and organizations will essentially have to go to DYCD to learn about solicitations and to actually submit proposals. So that was their response, like, hey, we are not funding, this. There's already essentially there's already funding for these things that people have to go to a proper RFP for. And as we've seen with some of the other community boards, so that was us. Expanding or enhancing Cornerstone and Beacon programs. Those done. Asked for vocational trainings. OBM said the exact same thing. Program citing decisions are based on RFPs. And one of those cases for Community Board 5, it was around programming regarding anti-gang and violence. And they stated that there are a variety of agency-funded programs in the district specifically for this. And Community Board 5, you see advancing Cornerstone and Beacon programs. So that was FY25. And then just to give context, you see stuff like FY26, when some of the other community boards had asked for requests regarding Cornerstone and Beacon programs. DYCT said that they support but cannot accommodate, and this should be resubmitted at a later date. And they give their explanations as well. I'm like, hey, specifically here, they're like, okay, with regards to after school programmings, they then listed like in this district here, like what are some of the after school programming that's already happening or new ones. So that's to explain, hey, this is why this is not funded through this request. Yes, and for FY28 or for FY26, we do not actually have a request in the Bronx Community Board. Like for our community board, we didn't have a request that year. Yes. And then the one that is coming up next week is the first year that Karen and I are on this committee. That is a request that we have put that very much also included like SYEP, some of the stuff that we've seen here previously. So just to get people a sense of like as we are talking around like what these budget requests are.
Yes, they get more funding for certain agencies that's supporting the youth. and seeing if they're able to provide that funding. So that seems like the commonality between all of them.
Yes, so it's just like, how do you? Part of it is just always translates to how we write,
Okay.
or like what specific things, and they will, sometimes they will say it's like, hey, like, agency does not support and cannot accommodate,
Mhm.
and that gets stricken out. Yes, there are, Julie, please correct me if I'm wrong on this one, it's 40 capital and 25 expense. Do not
Okay,
know.
now I have it. Now, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so yeah, so in total, the community board will submit up to 40 capital
Mhm.
and up to 25 expense.
Mm,
Youth typically does not do capital
mm, mhm,
because everything our agency that we work with most is TYC.
mhm.
Yes, we normally do not do capital. So yes, so with this, I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. Are there any? Yeah. Now it's time for us to talk about like what types of programming that we would want to see, or like what budget ask we would want to have.
Mhm,
Again, historically we have done SYP,
mhm,
and a lot of community boards will do SYP, Cornerstone, Beacon,
mhm.
because we also know it's like for some of these programs, we don't know what happens in 2 years,
Mhm.
but
Like if they're not
oh,
receiving the funding.
yeah, we're always making sure that these asks are still in there, or any other particular asks. Well,
Mm, I haven't thought of anything yet for our budgets particularly because I haven't looked at it. So maybe after our next meeting, I might be a little bit more prepared when it comes to that to exactly know what we should put in there. Um,
Yeah, and as I was saying, we have traditionally done SYEP and workforce development
mhm,
programs, and so we should think about whether we want to continue to include that, um, you know, on our current, well, not current, but with FM 28, and so.
I think that would, what do you think about it, Nicole? I think that would be good for SYP and workforce. So those are extremely important agencies, and SYP numbers keep going up, and they're broadening their doors when it comes to different job opportunities. And it's giving them an entry, so I can't ever get mad at that. Providing the youth a job, so I think those two are really good. We can keep it that. And maybe add even more. So then if we get doors closed, at least we tried. You know, just put it out there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm on board for SYEP and workforce development. I think those are always important.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that,
yes, sorry that I didn't see, I do not know when exactly you raised your hand, but yes.
Oh, thank you, Cesar. I had just a question. Any of those programs help youths with crime reduction, violence reduction programs, like educating youth on topics on, safety and how to manage their anger. Recently there was a shooting on 238th Street and Broadway, and all the young people involved were between the ages of 13 to 16 years of age.
What's your not so not necessarily like within SYP, but that is also something that we can be putting for funding, and was actually a point I was gonna raise as well, because in addition to that, there was also a slashing by one of the high schools in district, Marie Curie High School,
Okay.
and
On Cedric, right?
yeah. So, and thinking even with regards to the shooting that happened, if we literally got the precinct's 28-day report of how there was only 2 murders, or and it's like, oh, we have the next day it's like, well, we almost matched those numbers
Yeah, and
in a short period of time, and all of it impacting youth.
Mhm.
From youth who got shot, from youth who got stabbed and slashed. So definitely I'll be looking into how some of the other community boards have written the language
Mhm.
for the request.
Use ink.
Okay.
What about mentorship? Would that be under like
The internship for SYP?
the internships and the community centers? Would they be getting mentorship through the community center as well?
Historically through SYP, it's variable dependent on the organization, on what degree of mentorship they are receiving. So if it is something like we're saying, like more formalized mentorship, or even stuff as like as referred to as like professional development.
Mhm.
Like do people like do like resumes, headshots,
Mhm.
all that stuff. There's like a different aspect. Usually SYP doesn't, when they're in the like field doing like when they're in the job site, they're not doing that type.
That might be through the
What
community
about throughout the
centers.
year?
Throughout the year, or like through SYP or
No,
separate?
just in general.
Oh,
I think that might be through the community centers, right? Where they
No.
provide the.
We also talked about mentorship in the past and had something in the last one, if I remember correctly, about mentoring. So I think that that's definitely worth doing. And if you mean, total mentorship, or you mean the resume writing,
No, I mean like
total mentorship, like
Mhm.
big brother, big sister.
Yes.
Type mentorship. Yeah. And so we talked about that in the past. And so I don't remember, I don't have our last things in front of me, so we should definitely consider that as well. Yeah.
That might be good. I think that, so getting something like for mentorship, something for the youth, anger management, and or like Deb was saying, something where I guess for something where they have like, and I guess part of the mentorship, they can speak about their feelings, they can kind of have that one-on-one. And I think also mental health plays a big factor.
Yeah.
It's like looking for agencies that we could support, supporting the youth specifically.
Yes.
So I think that might be worth looking into. So our next meeting, we're already like ready to go with that, we're in the budget. So that's mental health.
DOHMH's health human services hospital.
It's mental health and mental hygiene.
No, I'm saying the department. So again,
Department is the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene.
sorry. So for us, it's like the agency that we directly work with is DOICD,
Mm,
and that is usually a request that goes through DOHMH.
okay.
So the question was which committee,
Okay.
and
But maybe what we should do is
HSS.
work with our what's it called?
Health and hospitals?
Health and Social Services Committee.
Yeah,
To do a joint ask around that. That might be an idea. that
Maybe
we
we can email the chair and see.
that's what I was trying to remember. Is like it's HSS, that their agency is DOHMH.
could- Yes.
Yeah. No, but yeah, but I was like that is a bit like a thing where I was looking at some of the.
And I just wanted to go back to what Deb was talking about in terms of anger management. That I think that anger management is part of it, but I also think that conflict resolution is part of it as well. Not just managing your anger, but how do you resolve conflict in a peaceable way? Should be, if we think about that as an ask, we should include that as well, not just the anger.
Would that be with the health and social service?
No, I think that would be us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A mix of, could be a mix of us, could be a mix
Of
of,
education, right?
yeah, education of DOE doing like restorative justice
Mm-hmm.
as part of like budget ask for restorative justice
Mm-hmm.
in schools.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
And restorative justice and also peer peer conflict resolution.
Yes.
Here. Conflict. Solution.
Debbie and Julie, any other ideas that Joe have?
I know I heard someone mention that they were going to take a look at the budgets. If you go on the website, on the board's website, under the budget committee, you'll see past
Sure.
budgets going back to like 2008, if anybody wants to like take a look and see what had been requested in the past. And also in the tab on the website, the office website, under the SCREE committee, racial equity, they have a map. It says a capital request map, and you'll be able to see in years past on some of the items that may have been requested, capital items that may not have or have been granted. But it's kind of a good map to take a look at. And also, if you want to see past year's requests, it goes back to 2008. If that's under the budget committee tab.
Well, just because I have it on this computer, this is what the map looks like. As well, when you find it, and if you go over each of those boxes, it will say specifically what the ask is.
Okay.
Yeah, and have it for all the years.
Are you able to save that link?
It's on the website.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, but I will also put this link in. Yes, I'll put this link in the minutes, and again, historically, by the nature of this committee, aren't really capitals,
Mm-hmm.
but.
And then I'll send you the link that years ago, a few years back, we had somebody from the agency gave a presentation on the budget. I say maybe about 2 years ago. I'll send the link to you, Cesar, if you want to put it in your minutes, that they could take a look at the presentation on the budget, on how it works and the whole bit.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
Okay.
Six. So definitely something that needs to get resolved by the next by our next committee meeting.
I think we could do that. We could do that.
Okay.
Budget, right?
Yes,
Which is coming up with what agency we're wanting to support, right? And then also
It's programs more than agencies.
Programs.
Yeah.
yeah, the agency
the
is like kind of the agency is essentially locked in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's just the programs and us working on the wording of how we're asking.
Yes.
Okay.
And I will reach out to health, hospitals and social services around the DOH.
Okay.
Yes. And I'm gonna say while we're at it, is there anything with regards to DOE or the Parks Department that we also, because again, those do not technically fall under our purview, those fall under education, library, schools, and the Parks Committee, respectively.
I say, yeah, maybe wait to the next meeting, so we have a little bit more information to give.
Yes, and I'll reshare all this stuff out as well.
Thank you.
Okay. So with that, we are going to. Is that?
I'm sorry, I raised my hand again. And I wanted, and I don't know if this straddles, like you were saying, two committees. Is there something that for the youth tutoring programs, so people that are at risk for not graduating high school are able to graduate? Because one of the other areas that always concerns me with the youth is that there's limited resources for those individuals, especially people who have issues with not having adequate housing because they're living in a transient situation that they need additional support with tutoring. So they're able to finish high school.
And so,
I think that falls under our purview. The tutoring program specifically will tend to fall under the youth, because that will be DYCT.
the tutoring, but two things, the Department of Education has a mandate from the federal government to provide education to young people who may be at risk of losing housing and the actual youth who are unhoused, the McKinney-Vento Act. And then DOE also has programs for kids that are, they call it undercredit, overage kids too, that are in that situation. So it does kind of straddle both, not in terms of the tutoring, but in terms of the issue. So that's something that we may wanna talk to the education committee about.
Yeah,
And
so,
yeah, and so it will, maybe have more force if it's coming from.
yeah.
Thank you, Deb.
I don't know if this is a re-raising of hands.
No, I just lowered it, sorry.
Okay, okay. I was gonna say, it's just like, there's a small committee and everyone here is on the board. We do have more flexibility on who can speak. Okay, so with that, we have our next step. We have a good amount of items that we're looking into for budget. So looking at SYP, and I'm also writing extension work, learn, grow, which is typically more throughout the year, not just during the summer.
Yeah.
We're looking at budget requests for youth regarding safety and crime reduction, anger management, restorative justice, peer conflict resolution, looking at mentorship, looking at or total mentorship or like all around looking at tutoring programs, specifically for the programming for youth who are either at risk or around like undercredited or like undercredited overage without adequate or stable housing. And then for some stuff for us to think about is what if our asks are also crossing within other agencies. So if we're looking at restorative justice and peer conflict resolution and mental health, that might cross over into DOHMH. We're looking at the undercredited overage, that's going to be looking at DOE, like how do we actually supplement that. Yeah, so I will also email Sebastian, because I know we didn't meet last month. So we've just had actually two less meetings than everyone else to talk about the budget.
Yeah.
So I'll also email Sebastian to let him know that we are in discussion, and by our next meeting we should have these.
Yeah, I think by our next meeting we can have that.
Yes. Julie just gonna be confirming with you that in theory should be fine.
When do we have to have it finished by? This month?
That is what I'm asking for a confirmation, only because
We had two less meetings.
no, not because we had two less meetings, but because budgets. Just like
But I have to
budget needs to
reconfirm.
be, but that will be reconfirmed.
Yeah, let's see, we can reconfirm that.
Yes,
Again.
and continuing on unresolved business. Or anything else is our youth resource guide. So everyone should have received the email and should have received earlier today a sharing of the links
Yes.
right now. So I have the map all the way up on the top of this as well.
It's gonna be sectioned off on Google Doc.
Okay.
Julia, also I'm sharing with you right now.
So whatever information that you have on any of those topics.
Legal,
Yeah, so some of the stuff.
okay. I think I saw, you shared this via email, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I've seen this, but okay.
And then like we'll make our own little resource guide.
QR code?
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Um. I'm sorry. Can I just ask a question about this? The invitation came.
There is, I
Can you
don't,
It came.
yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, this was on both invitations. The time was saying 10:30 to 12:30. One of them said 12 and one of them said 11.
Yeah, I will fix that.
See, this one said 12:30, yeah.
I will fix those points.
Yeah. I'm looking at it on my computer and can't believe.
Yes, that is very strange because on my side it's popping up with the. I'll have to fix this at home because on my side it's also giving me an error. Yeah, on my side it's giving me error, so I'll delete it and resend it.
Okay.
So because it's saying the exact same thing, and when I go to edit that, it is correcting itself and saying it's at 6:30. But yes, youth resource guide.
We're working on that all together. I
Yes.
think we could definitely be done by the summer with most. I feel like even if we don't have everything for the resource guide, something's better than nothing.
Yeah, so that's not bad. Yeah,
We'll have some.
as we put in different areas, and we know that this is gonna be like this,
It's gonna
as
be
similar to like
changing.
the resource talk.
Yeah.
Resource guide that the aging committee makes
Mm-hmm.
is like an ever growing and changing
Yeah.
document, and I do actually want to like highlight one of the things that Barbara had mentioned. To me, like in conversations around the guide, is always like, how are we making sure that we're actually, or the voice of who are the actual targets of this. It's like they said with those, it's like, hey, you have the young old or the aging ones, or like people that will be able to do this, and then like the providers supports for like, hey, if you're an elder and you are not as technologically savvy, you need someone else to help you with that. So as we were thinking around some of these sections, it's like, who are the people, especially when thinking about language, like what are the things that we would need specifically? So
I think
I'm sorry. Says I'm not following.
oh,
So you mean the target group, the youth themselves? How do we incorporate the youth ones?
yes, or like the audience. Julie. Sorry. Julie.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm using this phone. I could barely see it. I think you had asked a few minutes ago, maybe I heard wrong, in regards to the budget, by when do you have to have it done? Was that a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Because Sebastian and I, we went through that today as well, and he's asking that the committee vote by March, the latest by April 24th. Because when you guys line up your priorities to have it done March, April 24th, the latest, it has to be submitted to the budget committee so that the board could vote on it either in May or June. So you have time. You have at least until April 24th. And then in regards to the resource guide, if you want to get it out for this year, our budget ends in June. So we'd have to spend the money by the end of June. Usually by May, Farah wants any orders to be placed because she has to place the orders by May. Putting it to June, she's kind of stretching it. So if you have a draft of it, something that she can order and have a receipt for and send it out to the printers. And there probably won't be that much printing since everyone does digital, but at least to have the resource guide done.
Yes.
And the office will definitely give a hands with everything.
Know if you were able to hear us due to some technical issues,
Yeah.
or the owl just turned off, and that is why we are no longer on camera. But I do not know if you are still able to hear us.
I can hear you now. You went blank for a minute.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard me in regards to the resource guide that Farah would have to place the order at the end of May.
Yes, no. We
Okay.
were still able to hear you. We didn't lose your audio.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
But
now I see you guys. You guys are back on.
yeah, the owls just turned off and on for a quick second. So for anyone wondering on the recordings, see it in the future, we had little technical difficulties. But yes, at the next meeting, we will have the budget finalized. And given that most of our stuff's gonna be digital, we should have at least still try to figure out a couple of physical copies as well. So finalization for that around April, May-ish, so we can get some printed physically as well. Thank you, Julie. And then the resource guide, yeah, Karen, to your question, yes, it would be like Barbara's notion was on like as we look at like audience of who all is going to be using the guide, because while we do have it aimed at youth, there are some services as like a youth probably is not going to be able to use, or depending on what age they are,
The age group.
they're not going to be able to utilize it themselves. So I'll just give a notion of like for Kingsbridge Heights Community Centers, they are technically a mental health provider because they through the Changing Futures program, they do provide therapy.
Oh, nice.
But that is a thing where it's like most like the number of the recipients of that therapy is between the age of 3 and 12.
Okay.
So most of them will not be able to just be able to navigate this.
Like making sure that all age groups are, I think when we talk about the youth, what's the age cap? Like, are we kind of going based off like SYP, where they have it from 14 or 12? I think it's 12, I think 14 to 24. Are we doing that as our cap for youth? Because like 30 wouldn't be considered youth. And I don't think we're doing stuff, I don't know, for toddlers, like what would be do we have a middle range, or did we create a middle range of youth? Because that is kind of hard to incorporate all of that aspect within the youth guide, and wanting us to get it out within a timely manner for actually to be effective and to be used. It would take another long time um, for that. So I guess figuring out what's the actual age.
I guess what I'm thinking about is that, yeah, some of this is directly targeted to youth, but some of it is also targeted to parents for youth.
Yeah.
And so I don't know that the age is as important because some of the services are meant for parents to engage with, for their young people.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to say with the KCC example. Like, if something happens to a child, it feels like your child needs therapy, it's most likely the parent who is going to be, and also for like health insurance reasons.
They have to go through that process with them for their minors.
Yeah. Yes, that's why like some of these sections are very much geared towards youth.
And
as like the audience of like, hey, youth, check these out, and some of these are like, hey, youth and parents.
Okay.
Like, check out some of these things as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I think we gotta think about that and how we, when we have our intro, how we frame it in the intro or whatever it is that we lead in with, like when we describe what the youth guide is intended to do. I think we need to talk to that it's meant to be, and it's also meant for providers too, to be aware of other providers that they may not be aware of,
maybe like because we want the youth age group to be able to read this and gain the information as well as, like you said, providers and parents. Maybe for like, or I'm just gonna say for like one page, we have information regarding mental health services. Maybe we can have a two full page where the page and half is providing the information, but more the language is more for younger people that might not have graduated, might not have a extreme amount of vocabulary, so it's a little bit more plainer version, and then we can have another version for providers and parents.
So typically, when you do these resource guides for anything, you aim for like a 12-year-old
Okay.
like reading level, whatever 12-year-old reading
So
level
simple and
is.
direct.
Yeah, so that everyone can understand.
Okay.
You don't have to be at a high literacy rate to be able to understand.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think, okay, so yeah, I think that might be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that'll be able to target all the audience then, and just making sure we provide the information, but it's not so much, it's suffocating. So just how we organize it.
And then I guess the other issue that's sort of like that is not only the literacy level, but the languages that we're going to translate it into. We talked about this before in another committee meeting about what are the predominant languages in our community board, and we need to translate it into all of these languages.
Okay, so like having like a Spanish resource guide, English, and then if we need two other languages or depending on what's in the dominant area. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. The language.
Yeah, because Spanish is one that we know that's like 46% of the community board speak Spanish. So it does speak Spanish. And yeah, some of the other languages are not only difficult. The challenge with translating into other languages is you walk into a place. So if we were to do it in Hebrew, because Hebrew presumably is also one of the larger languages in this community board in certain neighborhoods, they see the resource guide in Hebrew. I was like, oh, look at a resource. They go to the place. The place doesn't have the ability to service them because they don't have someone.
But there's a language line that can be used by anyone to do translation. So most community organizations should be aware of that, but maybe that's something that we can highlight in the resource guide.
I actually like that. Maybe that could be one of the first pages.
Yeah.
And we'll have a reminder at the end and in the beginning. Use this line if you need so.
Or we can maybe even list in the resource guide what organizations, what language abilities they have, like on their staff, if we know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, but definitely the language line is useful because a lot of CBOs do not actually know.
Right.
Yeah. So
The primary languages in the city overall are English, of course English, but Spanish, Haitian Creole, Mandarin, Arabic, oh goodness, I can't, Urdu, Russian, Polish, French, and I'm missing something. Those are the primary languages and around the city.
Maybe we can get the top 3, top 4.
Yeah, we start where we can.
Because the resource guide's gonna keep adding on it, and having it virtual is even better because
Technology will do stuff.
yeah,
To work for.
yeah, maybe we can find something where in the resource guide they're able to put their language and it translates it or something. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, AI, is doing that
Yes,
now.
you're right.
Yes.
You're right on that.
Web pages also do that, where depending on what language devices are in, it will translate.
Oh, that's
for
beautiful.
a while, but
That will save us actually a lot of time and effort. Okay, so I like that.
And this is just a spillover from our other committee that Cesar and I are on, economic development, Lehman has all these services. And so maybe we can work with them for them to actually do some of the writing because they probably do a lot of guides and they know the language to write at, the literacy level. So we can think about that as well. I have some information to include on the legal section, so I figured that would be.
Yeah.
I left that section open just for you.
Okay.
I purposely put it there, just.
Organizations that.
Yes, and for some of the youth leadership development, I've been putting some for the mental health providers, I've been putting some. And for educational facilities and learning centers.
Yeah.
That's. So
Yeah,
those as
that's
well.
that.
Right.
Yeah. And with Jewish board, we have Jewish board, and they're not there anymore. And so we should, just make sure we have the current address. And there's Mosaic, I don't know if they're gonna be servicing you, which is the Riverdale mental health that was here.
Yes. Yeah, and that's always the issue on some of the things of like when areas move, like where are they now?
Right.
So on the guide, we can actually give like an accurate address. So of being, hey, come here. And I was like, "Not here anymore." But yeah, but a lot of resources and for youth and to aim at like mid-teen, like teens to young adults, so like SYP range. Yes, but that is so for our goals, next time we meet is to, I'm just gonna tell people, don't worry about the map part. I will populate the map on top, but for folks just to fill out the bottom part, so I will populate the map the day before.
Okay.
So that we can have it as a visual. Okay. Barring no other points on this topic, we got new business. And we'll try to go through this as succinctly as possible. So the youth committee has 2 awards in which they give out. One of the awards is the Yankee Award. That is the current award that is open right now. It's essentially an achievement award. So schools, community-based organization, mentors will nominate youth, high school seniors specifically for that award, and they have to have like 50 hours of service, leadership, as described, submit a resume. How it will work then is that we would receive all of those
Applications.
Yeah, we will receive all the applications, and then on March 16th, when we next meet, we would vote.
Oh, that's soon. My goodness.
Yes, turnovers are.
That's soon.
I have a question. For the award, is that one per community board or
No.
is that?
No, so for the Yankee Award, we will get a certain number of applications. And then it's like we choose 5.
I
Okay.
get to choose 5 for that. Okay.
Yeah, we have to choose 5.
5 people. And they must, do we have the flyer for that or the?
Yeah, so that is out. I can
If you
resend.
could resend that, so then if anything, I could print them. And I don't know if you guys want to link up and get them out to you guys so we can hit the schools and start letting them know, hey, this is award, check it out.
Yes, and to my knowledge, it's like, and again, that one is community board specific.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like each community board that I've seen has the award.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the thing that we just have to remind folks of, like the schools of.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, if like make sure that they're here and that it's not the fact that you have to submit it to a different community board.
Mm-hmm.
But
If you guys want, like maybe towards the end of the day, we could all, if you have two schools or so that's near you, we can all pick two schools and kind of like how I did for the turkey giveaway. I kind of like went to the front desk and I was like, hey, I just want to drop this off and be able to give to the main office and give to the school. Or meet like, hey, can we meet with administrative just so we can discuss with them regarding this scholarship so they can kind of spread it among the students during assembly or during certain events to kind of get the
Or
word
you
out.
can ask to speak to the guidance counselor or the parent coordinator.
We can
Normally the parent coordinator is probably the best person to
the
speak to.
parent coordinator, okay.
Because they know of all of like the scholarships and the opportunities in the community,
Mhm.
and they would receive most of the information from DOE as well in terms of what opportunities they have for the students, and then it
Okay.
filters down to like the guidance counselor and maybe teachers of certain grades depending on what the opportunity is.
Okay, the parent corner. I'm doing that on Tuesday. So I need to print these out immediately.
Yeah, and
Oh, school's out next week, so
I know they out Monday
after-
for President Day.
no, they have
Tuesday
the
this
whole
week.
week.
they out the whole week.
Oh, I work at a private school, so it's just Monday and Tuesday they out. Dang.
Okay, yeah, you look at the private school, public school out the whole week for them.
Damn it. And then we meet next month, and that's when we got picked. Okay, so
I mean, these have been circulating.
I know there's so many resources out there, but because it's not like right in people's faces, they kind of
Yeah.
it's kind of like if you don't see it, how would you know? So it's really just about getting it out there.
Yes, I
Are
mean,
we able to print those out today?
no,
No, dang.
no, no,
Okay.
no, sir.
Oh, because yeah, okay. So
But that is one of the award, that one we mainly just do nominations, we'll present them to the full board.
so wait, do we present it and vote with the full board, or do we just do it with our committee?
We vote.
Within our committee.
So, yeah, so how that will
So
work
that's-
is that when we get for all the awards,
Mm-hmm.
for every committee, they redact all the names.
Mm-hmm.
Because you still have to be in committee
Mm-hmm.
to do these.
Okay.
So those be redacted, we speak about them, where it's like A, B, C, D, E.
Oh, that's
Mm.
nice.
And yeah, I think, well, last year we had 7.
Oh, we're gonna get more. We're gonna get some more.
very all competitive.
Oh, yeah. The Yankee Award is like very competitive, but we had a difficult time last year being like which 5 of like 6 or 7 people.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just putting a crazy number out there. Maybe 20. Maybe the more the merrier.
The more,
You know,
the
the
more,
more the merrier.
the more,
And it keeps the incentive going. Like, ooh, next year, if I volunteer somewhere, I can get that.
not for any of the individuals that applied.
No. But for
No, yeah.
next year.
No, I mean, when you apply,
Mhm.
that's the only year you can apply.
Ah.
Because it's high school senior only.
Got it,
Okay.
okay.
But that's nice that if we get like certain schools where we're getting their students in, at some point it'll become like, hey, you guys, application process just opened.
Yeah, and also the incentive for a student is literally that comes with a $750 stipend.
Now
And the
graduation,
Everything.
yeah,
Hey.
and also the recognition like the pre-ceremony is at Yankee Stadium, like on stage before a game.
Too. It's
So
beautiful.
that one actually is
Goodness. Are we attending? Do we attend?
Julie attends.
Oh.
That's they give a ticket to the
Oh, okay. But that's
No,
nice.
I give mine up for the committee chair, so Cesar will be attending.
Nice.
And
Or
we're trying to
representing-
we're trying to get more, but they usually don't give more. But Cesar
Yeah.
will represent the committee.
But yes, I will say typically they give it to chair. Julie's given it to me, and depending on what day it is, if it's like I cannot make it, then I will have to be like someone here. It's like someone has
Cesar,
to.
you have to make it. It's an experience. That's why I went once, and once I want everyone to be able to participate. You make the time. You won't regret it.
Oh no, I mean like if it is like for a reason that's like oh I literally cannot.
That's understandable.
Like
But it's nice for them to receive the scholarship and like the committee that chose them get to be there. Like
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
graduation ceremony or something.
Yeah, the kids are so excited when they're there. It's a great experience to watch how excited the kids are. They're receiving a nice, financial donation from the Yankees. They're receiving an award. They're on the field of the Yankees. You feel so happy for the kids.
And like some other context, the last chair of the committee and myself have both written for this award also.
Oh,
And have
nice.
had our students
Mhm.
actually receive these awards, not while okay, for me, not while I was chair, because it's happening now.
You gotta make sure you get a picture, because I feel like that's one thing we're also missing with our youth community. We want them to recognize our faces when we're out. So I would love to get a nice, some flyers where I have our little pictures on the side, like, hey, hello.
Wait, we share that the award out,
Yes.
so I have one to share. That one date is March 13th.
It's due March 13th.
Yes, because of the fact that
We have to vote.
the next that Monday then. we
That's
vote
good
on
though.
it.
That's good. Gives them enough, hopefully ample time from now to celebrate them. Okay.
Yes, and then
Good.
similarly, I have the other award, which is the one that we have more say on, is the Comeback Kid Achievement Award. We're gonna be I'm just gonna circulate this real fast. You've seen that. So the Comeback Kid Award is the Community Boards Award.
We said the comeback kid.
Yes, Comeback Kid Achievement Award.
Pass it down to her.
I think I saw that too.
Yeah, so this is a draft of it. So technically this award goes out, or the application of it opens next week.
Okay. We're
On
ahead of
the
this. That's what I'm talking about.
This one opens on the 17th, and
Yeah, I read this one online.
yeah, so this is our annual award.
Yeah, I read
And-
those as well. Accepted in front of you. I'm glad we're meeting now, so we get to discuss it more in detail. And then hopefully we can get some of these printed out. So we can get this.
So yes, so the first part is if there's any changes that need to be made
Mhm.
for this version.
Mhm.
I have, so the press, that's the application form right there, and this is the press release as well.
This looks good. Are we able to get this in color? I feel like color should be really important.
Yes,
with you.
yes, that is a draft, so yes.
Okay, I just wanna make sure we get a little color, sometimes we see a little pop of color, then you've attracted.
Right.
Colors are important,
It stands out, make me
Yeah.
pay attention.
right?
I'll see the nomination form, so
Okay,
what nominees have to be between the ages of, at the youngest 12.5, specifically like
okay,
13.
yeah, let me pay attention to that age.
Yeah, so normally.
Alright, so the Yankee one is seniors and this one is
Yeah, so the phrasing that we have on this one is a Comeback Kid Achievement Awards for any young person who has at least 13 years of age and
okay.
has not had their 24th birthday. But a
Oh.
participant may register when they are 12.5 years,
So-
at least 12.5 years.
12 and a half to what age? 12 and a half to,
Up to 24.
oh, wow.
23 and, right?
I mean, the way it is, who has not yet had their 24th birthday.
Okay, so 23, okay.
Just when you-
Oh, actually, okay.
Yeah, 23 and change. But yes, but on the stipulations on the younger side, is like if you were just 12 and you just turned 12, you can.
Yeah, it's
you
12 and a
don't.
half.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to be
Right.
running into
Yeah.
30.
So, yeah, so nominees, we have their information, their guardian's information, whoever's nominating them, their information, and then the nominator will write words addressing how the youth has overcome challenges.
So quick question regarding the application, right? So how I'm picturing it in my mind, and then you guys can tell me if I'm crazy or so. So if I spread these out to the community, and like if I drop a couple at a school, are we able to get some of these? And how would this work when they finish and return it? Like
What do you mean, how is it?
like, is everything just virtually? are they have to get an actual written, like an actual, paper copy of this? And how do they return it? Like, are we able to,
I mean,
they could mail it
Yeah.
here?
they
Am
could-
I able, if the school's like, so I live across the street from school, so if I'm able, would that be a conflict of? Because I'm taking applications.
I would recommend not doing that.
Not doing that, okay. So just telling them, hey, can you guys just mail it before time? So they will have to mail like a week in advance, 2 weeks, or have someone drop it off
Yeah,
here.
just have, yeah, if they can have
They have to
someone
have
else
something.
here. Yeah, the hesitancy of like anything going through like that middle party, and then the
Mhm.
middle party is someone who is then voting on.
Mhm.
Just-
They can also send it back, right? They can just send it back by email.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay. That's
yeah,
perfect.
they
That's
can-
even better, actually.
Yeah, they can scan
I
it.
just wanted to
and-
make sure, like, what did that look like?
Yeah, well, the way it physically looks, also looks like is the day of, we get a copy of each of them. Again, it is redacted, we go over them, we'll read them. And we make our votes.
Okay.
On this.
So much information. Okay. You want to see it as well? Thank you.
Yeah, so we just wants to see, like, first of all, if there's any edits that people want to make on the.
On what the.
Oh,
this-
you have, yeah.
Oh, so sorry. I like that it has the QR code. I like the written part. I like how it has our information all the way at the bottom, as well as the information and link for that specific application. I don't think I would change anything from it, besides just adding the color. I think that looks pretty good, to be honest. Looks appealing. I would look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, because this QR does go to like a physical
Oh, I love that.
copy of the form as well.
Making a double check. And that is needed. I think that's good.
Yeah. Any other comments? Yeah, so then for this one, it will come back
You're gonna be busy next month, you guys.
this one comes, this nomination's on until like April 10th.
Okay.
And then for the April meeting, we'll also be looking at these.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna be booked for last. I'm kind of glad though, because we missed. There was 2 that we didn't go to, so I feel like we catching up. We catching up. We there with it.
Yeah,
Catching up.
it's like the Euphoria is always one of those things where like you'll miss a few because of holidays.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's award season.
But we're getting on it. We're we're doing I feel like we're doing a good bit of work that could be achievable within a certain period of time. So I'm glad for that. Versus not achieving anything. Okay.
If there are no other comments.
Motion to wait, hold on. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Yeah, time is 7:44. And we have adjourned. Thank you everyone for joining tonight. And
Bye, Julie.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.